Hey guys, what's up? It's Heather Grant, and we are talking about convention. And for those of you who know me, you know this is like my favorite subject to talk about. I love doTERRA's convention every year. It's like the one event of the year that it's like Christmas for me. I wait for it, and I'm so excited for it. So I'm going to screen share here with you, and we're going to talk a little bit about convention and what you can expect when you attend doTERRA's convention, because I know many of you guys have never been there. I'm gonna see if there's a way to delete myself here. You guys don't want to see me. Ah, there's got to be a way. Okay, we're just gonna move this little bar up right there. Okay, sorry, hang on. Hang on, we're working on it. Okay, so first of all, doTERRA's convention this year is called Dream. And I love seeing what they call it every year, but this year is called Dream. It's 10 years, it's our 10-year anniversary. And it's September 20th through the 22nd. So it's a Thursday, a Friday, and a Saturday. And so for those of you who build the business and do this as a business, Wednesday, you can actually fly out a day early, and Wednesday is the empowered success training. So you're going to learn how to build the business. And then the other cool thing is Thursday is usually when all of the new products are introduced. So you learn all about the new products. Friday is dubbed Science Day. You're going to learn from all sorts of science and researchers. And then Saturday is just this amazing day where you hear a ton of people get to talk about just their experiences. It's one of those days where you just fill your cup. So I want to jump right in here, see if it will let me. It's being weird and not changing slides now. Of course it is, because we're live, right? Do, 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 do. Oh, there we go. So how I feel about convention, and you guys who know me, you know I start talking about it in like January, and then I talk about it nonstop all through. And then once it hits like July and August, I cannot shut up about it. I'm constantly posting about it. And it's just one of those really, really fun events. So I love it. So one of my favorite things about doTERRA is that downtown Salt Lake becomes like purple. Like it just becomes a doTERRA wonderland. And everywhere you go, there are street signs that talk about doTERRA. The Vivint Center, the Salt Palace, everything is decorated in beautiful doTERRA colors. And it's just beautiful. So Salt Lake City in the fall is so gorgeous. The leaves start to change and it's warm, but you kind of have a crisp fall. You have the beautiful Wasatch Mountains right there. It is the most gorgeous city in September. It's just this beautiful, beautiful place to be. And everywhere in Salt Lake City, it doesn't matter if you are at a restaurant, a hotel, a gas station, driving down the road, there are doTERRA people everywhere. You see doTERRA backpacks and doTERRA name tags, and everybody's got wrist bracelets. And there's just doTERRA people everywhere. And that is one of my favorite things, is just being in Salt Lake City with 30,000 other people who use doTERRA essential oils. Like every train or Trax or bus or Uber, like wherever you're at, there's doTERRA people. And it's just a really cool feeling. People from all over the world. So one of my favorite things about doTERRA convention is that there are people there literally from all over the world. So this is one of my very first convention. We sat next to two people who were from Taiwan. Then the very next session, we sat next to two people from Holland. And these are people that my friends from Holland I run into at different events. And it's just this really cool atmosphere. You have people from every country imaginable fly into Salt Lake City. And you get to meet them and you get to hang out with them and you get to talk to them about doTERRA and the oils in their country. And it's just a really, really fun, cool thing. So I really love that. The people, obviously, I was thinking about it. There are so many of you that I have not met yet. I feel like a lot of you have been even like building on my team, or you're building Crossline, or you follow my YouTube channel or my Facebook page. And I have a relationship with you. I talk to you, I see you, I message you, but I haven't met you in person. And so the doTERRA convention is one of those times where so many people fly in and I get to meet you for the first time. And I love, love, love that. This picture right here is a picture of my sister Julie, who flies in from South Carolina. So I love seeing her. It's like one of the only times of the year I actually get to see her and hang out with her. And then I just get to connect with leaders from all over the world. And that's like my very favorite part, is being able to see you guys and meet you guys and give you a hug. So I love that part of convention. So this is my very first convention. I had 5 people from my team that came. So this funny chick in the middle, this is actually my favorite picture of Stacy Paulson. This is my upline, Stacy Paulson, one of my friends who shared doTERRA essential oils with me. And the reason that my life completely changed. And she is normally, she's a type 4 person. She's very, very serious. She's very professional. And so I love this picture because it's like one of the only pictures where you get to see like her totally random goofy side. So Love her. She's just really, really fun. And then some leaders from my team. So this person right here, this is Angel. She was one of the customers on my team. I have Erin and Shanae Rowley, who have been with me from pretty early on the beginning. Two of my silver leaders, Julie and Nathan, my sister Julie. Like, she was like my first leader that joined me that actually believed that I could accomplish something, that this would work, and just had totally blind faith, right? Like, there was no one on my team when she joined me, and she was like, had faith in me that I could do this and could rock this. And so this was my very first convention. I actually had another leader that's not pictured who was actually at home on bed rest. So Leslie Winterton was actually doing the business at this time, but she was pregnant and in not a very good shape. And so she actually was home and on bed rest and couldn't be with us. So that was my first convention, and I left there on fire. And my very next convention, there was like 30 people there. My team exploded. These are just mostly leaders on my team. My team exploded, customers, lots of enrollment. People really, when you go to doTERRA, you catch the vision of the company, and it just leaves you with such this fire and this passion that you then go out and share and do these amazing things and create these amazing things. So that was the second year at convention. And then we didn't even take a picture my third year because there were so many of us and we were just never all in the same room. And so it's just kind of been crazy. So one of the other really cool things is the people that you meet. So for those of you who know this guy in the middle, this is Seth Risen-May. He's the guy that tells the pipeline story. So for those of you who have heard the buckets and the water pipeline story about doTERRA's business, that's Seth Risen-May. Over here to the side, this is her name, Sam, and she is a Crossline friend. I actually met her at a business training. We're on different teams, but she became one of my really good friends. And convention is fun because I get to connect with all of those people. She is such a cool person. We always cheer each other on. She just barely hit diamond this last month. She's just this rock star person. She's a doula, is a childbirth coach. She's just an amazing person. So you get to meet a lot of people that are crossline from you, that are on different teams, and that's kind of the magic. This is Justin Harrison. Those of you who don't know him, his wellness advocate number is number 1. He's the very first person that was ever enrolled in doTERRA. And so you just get to meet a lot of really amazing people. This was one of the team parties that we did. As you'll notice, so this is my husband and I right here. My arm is around Dr. Hill. There are not very many opportunities when you get to hang out with people like Emily Wright and Dr. Hill and actually get to meet them and talk to them face to face. They're kind of untouchable, but when you get to a place like convention, they're there. The leaders and the owners are there, and you get to associate with them, and you get to hang out with them. And so that's just something that's really, really fun, is being able to meet with the owners like face to face and be able to talk to them, be able to hang out with them and find out and kind of learn more about them, and that they're they're just very amazing, awesome people with cool stories. So one of my favorite things about convention is being able to hear and learn from doTERRA's founders. These are the owners of doTERRA. These are the people who had the dream and had the vision and have created this amazing global company that has blessed literally millions and millions of people. And so you're going to get to hear from them. So I want to tell you a little bit about him. Rob Young is such a funny guy. So he actually introduces all of the new products at doTERRA every year. And he always has the funniest videos. I will never forget the year that doTERRA's hair care came out. And he did a video on how amazing doTERRA's hair care was. Every time he walks on stage, you will be in laughter. Like, you just literally roll in laughter. He's so funny. Just a really, really funny guy. Corey Lindley is the numbers guy. He's the guy with all the statistics. So he can tell you exactly how many bottles of lavender we've used since last convention, how many bottles of lemon we've bought. Just the numbers guy as far as global and markets. He's very, very brilliant as far as the numbers. So he's the numbers guy. Then you have Greg Cook, who is totally international. So any of our like Taiwan, China, any of our international markets, he's a total guru on international things. Works a lot with co-impact sourcing and some of the farmers and growers. So he's really, really cool. Emily Wright, if you listen to her speak at convention and you do not cry, you do not have a soul. Like, she is the most amazing, beautiful, kind, caring, feminine woman you will ever meet. She is so beautiful and so amazing. Her heart is so big. She is in charge of leadership development and does a lot with Healing Hands, and she is just a brilliant, beautiful person. One of my very favorite people to speak to and to talk to. She is really funny. So she's the only woman, and she's like such a girly girl, so feminine and so short. Like, you meet her in person and she's like this little short girl, especially when you compare her to, like, if you look at where she's at compared to like Dave Sterling. But she's like a powerhouse. She is dynamite, and I just love her dearly. Dr. Hill, who every time he speaks, there's words he uses that I do not understand or know. He is such a brilliant scientist, and he's one of those people you can't help but love to learn from him. Mark Wofat, also an international guy, totally an international guru in international markets. And then, of course, Dave Sterling, which is the president of doTERRA and one of the original founders. Just the most amazing, brilliant man you'll ever meet. Such a kind heart, such a caring heart, and very, very smart financially. He is the guy that will talk to you about investing and budgeting and saving for a rainy day and being really, really smart with your money. And I love hearing from these guys. So that's one of my favorite parts about convention, is being able to see these guys and hear from them. We always have keynote speakers, especially Saturday, and you get to hear from some of the most amazing people in the world. So a couple years ago, we heard from this woman. She was the first female fighter pilot. Super, super cool to hear her story. This is Immaculate. We got to hear from her. She survived like 39 days in a teeny tiny bathroom during a genocide. All of her family members and friends were killed. And she talked about literally finding God while she was hiding out from people that were trying to kill her. And so you just get to hear these amazing stories. Like, you leave with your cup overflowing and so full, because you get to hear these people's stories and learn about the crazy things that they have gone through. The performers, of course, are always amazing. Last year we got to have Rachel Platten came and sang. She did a whole concert. So on Thursday night, there's always a great big street party, and everybody, all the streets in like the downtown Salt Lake street closes off. And they have a huge street party with performers and food and fun. It's free. You get in for free, and it's just a blast. So we got to hear Rachel Platten last year. We've heard Kelly Cobier, Nathan Pachinka. Like, there's just so many amazing performers. They always have really cool people come in and perform. And then your cup is full. So once again, talking about Emily Wright, she talked about how just serving people and not judging others who serve differently than you. And I feel like every time I go to doTERRA convention, number one, make sure your phone is fully charged. Like, you cannot take pictures of slides fast enough. You just learn so much. Make sure you have a notebook where you can take notes, and then make sure you have like another phone charger, because you just learn so much. There's so many amazing quotes and things that you learn. Your cup is really, really full. One of the things that doTERRA teaches and preaches is that we have a responsibility to help people be self-reliant. One of the things that doTERRA is really passionate about is not just giving people money, but helping empower them to be educated and have the things that they need to be able to provide for their families. And so we work a lot with like the growers in other countries. We don't just give them money. We help them to create income for their families and education for their families. And so I just love the culture of doTERRA and learning from them. Science, you're going to learn from some of the top doctors and researchers. So we always have a huge doctors panel that come in. You have people from Yale and Duke and Harvard that are literally on the cutting edge of doing different trials using essential oils, all of the medical studies that are being done, the double-blind placebo versus oil studies. Like, you just get so much science. Whenever I leave, usually Friday is your science day. Whenever I leave Friday, I feel like I should have some sort of a degree in biochemistry, because you learn so much about not just that these essential oils work, but why they work, scientifically, how they work. And it always blows my mind. Like, I'm one of those people, I don't really get into the science. I just love essential oils and I know they work. But if you are someone who is medically minded, doctors, nurses, people that get the actual scientific studies behind it, you are gonna love convention, because you get to hear from top researchers and people from all over the world that are doing cutting edge research using essential oils. And it's just really, really cool. I love this picture. This, to me, kind of summarizes doTERRA, because you go in, you learn, and then you get to come in and just like literally mastermind. You get to sit and talk about the things that you've learned and how you're going to go forward and teach other people about the things that you've learned. And I love just sitting and masterminding with people, just brainstorming with them what's working in their business. I love learning from other people that are on my team and then that are cross-line. So one of the things that I mentioned, if you read the description of my video, was if you watched this video, I expected you to pay $1. And in a minute, I'm going to tell you how to do that. But one of the things that you learn a lot about is you learn about doTERRA's Healing Hands organization. And for those of you who don't know, it is a nonprofit. 100% of donations to the doTERRA Healing Hands go to different projects, different blessing people in different countries. So one of just a couple, I mean, there's like millions that I could talk for hours about Healing Hands by itself, but a couple of things that the Healing Hands money goes to is Operation Underground Railroad, which not only rescues sex trafficking victims, people that have been subject to that and have been rescued, but they also support them after they get out, counseling and things like that. These guys need, these girls and boys that have been sold into slavery need a lot of therapy and help afterwards, and they do a lot to support them. We do a lot of clean water projects where we go in and help literally install wells into villages so that people have clean water. They're not hiking for miles and miles to get drinking water. We build schools. We are involved with Days for Girls, which is a program that provides hygiene kits to females to be able to help with their menstrual cycles. A lot of these girls in these other countries don't have things like pads and tampons that allow them to be able to go to school. And so when they're on their menstrual cycle, they're actually not able to go to school and literally are kind of ostracized, and as a result, fall behind and usually don't get the education that they need, which of course leads to poverty and makes them a higher target for sex trafficking. And so doTERRA goes in and we have created these amazing washable hygiene pads that can go into these other countries so that these girls can go to school and can be educated about their bodies and can go forward and, you know, create income for their families. And so there's a couple of ways to donate to doTERRA Healing Hands. So anytime you buy a rose lotion or a hope oil, these products, the full proceeds go to supporting Healing Hands. So the challenge is I want you to either purchase one of those, or you can actually donate. Maybe you didn't know this. You can actually donate on your LRP order every month. So I actually screenshotted this from my phone. This is one slide, and this is a second slide. But right here, so you can see in August, this was my order. So right here, there's two little boxes at the bottom. So this is from my phone, but your laptop's the same way. So the two little boxes are for personal consumption and then donate to Healing Hands. You can donate $1 to Healing Hands. So your charge, your entrance fee per se for watching this video is to donate $1 to Healing Hands. That's all I ask on your order. Either buy a Hope oil or a rose lotion, or just donate $1. Everybody has $1, and when you go to convention and you see what this money does and the people that it's blessing and helping, you'll thank me. You'll be glad that you donated. So donate. So as soon as you click on this little box to donate, this box actually disappears completely, and then your donation shows up with your oils, right? So you might have lemon up here and lavender down here, and your little dollar donation shows up. So make sure that you donate to Healing Hands. I already did it with my order this month, and it's one of those things that I'm very, very thankful for, because you get to see what that money goes to. So you'll be glad once you go to convention and you see what that money goes for. You'll be very, very thankful that you donated your $1. So be honest. You said you were going to donate $1 if you watched this, so make sure that you do. Co-impact sourcing. Cannot stress this enough. So I think one of the biggest, uniquest things about doTERRA is that we do not own farms. We are not farmers. We do not own farms. We actually work with the farmers and growers from all of these countries. So you can see this man is, he's actually from Haiti. He's actually sourcing vetiver. He's a vetiver grower right there. On the right side of the screen, you can see these women who are from Nepal. They're actually sourcing wintergreen, and they go out and harvest wintergreen. And you get to actually meet the growers at convention. They actually bring them on stage, and you get to hear about these wonderful, beautiful oils that they are sourcing. And so they actually bring out the lemon farmers from Italy or wherever they're, you know, all of these different things. And you get to hear from the farmers and the growers, and you get to see the generations that have farmed and the passion that these people have for producing these amazing oils and making them available to us. And so for me, I always get such, and even now, like, so this is a little map of where all of these different oils are sourced. Like when I sit down and I look at my oil collection and I see, you know, lavender and lemon and frankincense, I just have such gratitude and love for all of these people who live throughout the world and make these oils available to me in my home in little old tiny town in Utah. I have access to rose from Bulgaria and melaleuca from Australia and peppermint from Washington, and all of these amazing oils from all of these different countries are right there in my home, and I have the opportunity to take advantage of that. And I love co-impact sourcing. I love the farmers and the growers, and I love learning from them. You also will learn a little bit about Source to You. So for those of you guys who are new, you might not know about Source to You. So if you look at the bottom of your doTERRA bottles, there is a source code number. And if you go to this doTERRA website, you can actually get to it from doTERRA.com, but you can go to source2u.com as well. If you type in your source number that's on the bottle, the printed number on the bottle, on the bottom of your doTERRA bottles, you will be able to pull up your quality report for that specific oil that's in your home. You are going to learn, it will tell you like what country it came from, and you will actually be able to look at the quality graph, like the scientific tests, and you will be able to see all of the different purity quality tests. So it's really, really cool. Every bottle of essential oil that you have that's doTERRA's, that's been produced in the last, whatever, 5-ish years or so, has that stamp on the bottom of the bottle, and you can actually read the quality control progress reports for your particular oil. And so it's kind of cool to be able to do that and see the quality for your oil, for your bottle of oil. So this is one of my favorite things to do at convention, is show up super, super early and save seats. So the first year when I only had 5 people, it worked out great. And then when I had 30, it didn't work out so great anymore. So the rule is, if this is your very first time to convention and you are on my team, I will save you a seat. And I get made fun of because I am somebody who I show up like 2 hours before the doors open. So as a leader, you get to get in a little bit earlier to reserve your seats, and I will show up like hours and hours before the doors open. I am passionate about having a freaking awesome seat at convention. So I show up way, 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 way early to get a seat. Now, if you've been to convention before and you were on my team, you're on your own. You got to find your own seat, and you got to get there early to be able to get a good seat. But if you are new and you haven't been to doTERRA's convention, I will save you a seat. Number one, because I want to get to know you. There's a chance that you're kind of new to my team, and I want to be able to give you a huge hug and sit by you and be able to talk to you. I love being to convention early because it gives me a chance to be able to sit and to learn about people and to be able to talk to leaders that maybe I haven't been able to do that in person before. So I love convention. I will save you a seat if you're new, and it's just a lot of fun. So doTERRA their convention is very product-based. You don't get business. There's no business training at doTERRA convention. If you are a product user, it's for you. It's for the customer. But one of the cool things that they do on Wednesday night, so if you fly in a day early, you can go to doTERRA's gala. They have this amazing dinner, and that's where all of the diamonds walk and get honored. And so there's tickets that I don't think there's any more available now, but as you rank advance, if you're someone you're doing the business gala, it's something that you will want to attend. And then on Saturday, all of the leaders get to walk. And so this is a picture of me walking as a gold a couple of years ago, kind of fun. And of course, the trophy, what would it be other than a doTERRA bottle? So I love my little doTERRA gold trophy. It's really, really fun. So you get to see a lot of the leaders walk. And that's really a cool experience because you work so hard, and to be able to reach that rank is really awesome. So this is my favorite picture from last year. Right here with the baby stroller is 2 awesome silvers from our team, Derek and Leslie Winterton, got to walk for the first time as they reached that rank of silver. And I love that they did it with the baby stroller. I just thought that was so cool and so classy. And I actually, I wasn't able to see this in person. So we had, Jerem's grandpa passed away, and his funeral was actually the Saturday of convention last year. And so we came home early, obviously, to be able to be there and be with family. And so I love this picture. One of my favorite things that I get to do is cheer on my team and my people. And I love this. I'm excited for Brandy Millsap is going to walk this year as a brand new silver, and I am excited to be able to celebrate her. So this is just kind of something fun. One of my favorite things about convention, this picture was from like 3 years ago, is just downtown Salt Lake is amazing. And we actually, there's little bikers everywhere that drive bicycles with little carts, and you can, I don't know what those are called. Like they're like bicycle taxis. I don't know what they're called. What's the official word? But Jeremy and I just jumped, this is us on a bicycle taxi, and just rode through downtown Salt Lake. It is a beautiful, just very clean, gorgeous city with the beautiful Wasatch Mountains behind it. And so it's just really fun to be able to check out the city. One of the things that I always do is we go visit Temple Square. So this is kind of known as like, this is like the Mormon church owns the several blocks right there in downtown, and it's right next to where doTERRA convention is. And Salt Lake, you can't go to Salt Lake City and visit Salt Lake City without visiting Temple Square, because it is the most amazing place. There are the most crazy water fountains and buildings to be able to check out. Some of them you can go into and view and look at. No matter what religion you are, this is a place to be. It's a really cool place to check out. So just make sure if you're there, you take time to be able to wander through Temple Square. They have little tours you can go and check out things. One of my favorite things that they have is in one of their, it's called the North Visitor Center. There is this huge statue of Jesus Christ. And it is just this really cool, amazing room. And I love to be able to be there on Temple Square and to be able to check it out. So no matter what religion you are, make sure you take time to check out Temple Square. This is actually a Mormon or Latter-day Saint temple, and you actually get to go right up to it and touch it and take pictures next to it. It took them, the little pioneers that came into the valley of Salt Lake and settled the valley, it took them 40 years to build this temple. And it is just, being there is just really, really crazy. Really cool. So just kind of a fun thing to be able to do while you're in downtown Salt Lake. The food is amazing. I love my team. We always eat at a place called the BC Cafe. It's kind of hidden. It's right there by the Vivint Center. And there's tons of, the City Creek Mall is right there. So there's tons of food places in the City Creek Mall. There is a Blue Lemon, which is a place that I love and always eat at. And then this BC Cafe, which is really inexpensive and usually has kind of some more healthy options. So I love it. It's kind of my secret hiding spot. It's getting busier. Like every year more people discover it, and it's just right there close. And there's lots of food trucks and things like that. So lunch and being able to hang out at lunchtime and visit and eat is always just one of those really fun things. So swag. I have to talk about swag because every year at doTERRA convention, you get a backpack. And it's really, really funny because like the hype and the talk before convention is always like, what color is the backpack going to be? And this was the backpack from my very first year at convention. This was from like 3 years ago. Last year's was actually my favorite. It's a dark gray and a light purple. It's just really, really beautiful. And just kind of fun. So you always get a doTERRA backpack, and then it has in it like notebooks and swag items and pens. And it's just a really, really fun thing when you go to register and check in, then you get that. And so you can actually register this year. Their opening registration is open on Tuesday. So if you're in Salt Lake early, you can register on Tuesday or all day Wednesday, or of course Thursday. So if you're flying in late Wednesday night, you can still get up early. I would say get up early Thursday morning so that you can register and get your stuff. The other thing that the doTERRA does is they have a great big huge what's called a swag store, and they have a ton of items for purchase. So if you are somebody that you want a doTERRA hat or a jacket or bracelets or diffusers or bags, bring some extra cash with you. They have an amazing, cool swag store that just has a really awesome, really fun, kind of one-time only chance to buy some really, really cool items. My favorite thing, I don't know, I have lots of favorite things, but one of my favorite things about doTERRA convention is the product showcase. So they have this great, big, huge room set up, and at all of these little stations is every single oil that doTERRA has or sources. So if you're someone you're brand new and maybe you only have like 10 or 20 oils, you're going to get a chance to experience every single one of doTERRA's oils. You can smell them, you can taste them, you can touch them, you can hold them, you can rub them on yourself. They're all there. All of doTERRA's products are in this room. So they have a whole section that is just the Slim and Sassy weight loss products, and you can actually drink and try the Slim and Sassy shakes right there on site. They have sinks where you can use all of like the skincare and hair care products. They're out, they're available for use. And so you can try and experience all of doTERRA's like oils and products. And the reason that this is my favorite is because this is always where you get to try the new oils or products from doTERRA, right? So we go to convention to get new oils and new products, and the product showcase is the first time that you usually get to touch them and hold them and experience them. And so I love the product showcase. I love experiencing new oils and products. So I wanted to kind of show you something that's fun. So this is from doTERRA 2014's convention. And these are some of the products that were released at that convention. So this was actually the very first convention that I went to. And that's when we got cardamom essential oil from Guatemala, Arbor Vitae from Canada. And what happens is they introduce these oils, and then you get to learn all about the different oils. This was the very first time that we had the Petal Diffuser and the Virage line and Correct X. So that was my first year at convention. The next year, the Emotions oils came out. Many of you might not know, but the Emotion oils are fairly brand new. We've only had them for a few years. And the doTERRA Touch line. We used to not have roller bottles at all that you could purchase from doTERRA. We had to make them ourselves. And this was the very first year that doTERRA created their own roller bottle line and diluted oils and had them in roller bottles available for purchase, which I was really glad because I'm not a DIY person. We got Wintergreen, was sourced from a different country this year, Spearmint, Ginger, Douglas Fir, and then Birch. So I want to talk about Birch, you guys. The only time that you can purchase Birch or get your hands on Birch essential oil is at doTERRA Convention in their convention kit. It is not available for purchase. It is not available in any promotion you will ever see. It's the only time you can purchase it is if you actually come to doTERRA's convention. And Birch is amazing. It's my husband's very favorite oil. You guys know the story with me looking over at the product showcase and my husband's over there licking. He like dumped Birch on his hand and was like licking his hand. So he loves Birch. Birch is the best pain oil that I know of. If you're someone who experiences pain, Birch is just this amazing oil. So the only time you can get it is at convention. Then the next year, all of these products came out. Serenity Soft Gels, all of the spa products, the PB Assist for kids, the Touch line for the emotional oils. So every year, new oils come out. This was the first year we had Petitgrain and Spikenard, and these new oils are available for us. So this was actually last year's. These are the oils that came out last year. And last year was such a huge year because Rose and Jasmine had never been available for purchase before, ever, from doTERRA. And we were able to we now can purchase them. Neroli oil, Blue Tansy, the Smurf oil, Copaiba, which I know so many people were waiting for, Siberian Fir, which is one of my favorite smelling oils, the On Guard Sanitizer, which is amazing, and then also the yoga oils. Like before last year's convention, we had never had the yoga oils, and we now have them available to be able to use, and then of course our lovely Lumos diffuser is available for the first time there. And so every year at convention we get new oils, and this is the little screenshot from this year. We don't know what they're going to be, but you can see we've got some new oils that are coming. It looks like some new products. And so I am so stinking excited. My very favorite part of convention is all of the new oils and products. So this was a picture we screenshotted. This was not everyone that went to convention last year, but just a few of us that got together for a fun team party. I love my team, and one of my favorite things about doTERRA Convention is connecting and being there with all of you. I have such mad respect for those of you who come to doTERRA Convention with brand new babies even. I know my sister Julie flew out from South Carolina with a brand new baby, and I know that many of you are making huge sacrifices to be able to be here. You're buying airline tickets and hotels, and it's a great investment. It's a huge cost to you. And I just want to say thank you, and that I cannot wait to be able to meet you guys in person. Convention will change your life. You will learn so much about the oils and the products and the company and the mission that you did not know before. And your heart, I swear, grows like 10 sizes when you're at convention. The people that are there that you get to associate with and hang out with, it's just this amazing, incredible experience. And so I am so excited for convention. For me, I tell all of my leaders, it's not optional. Like, you have to be at convention if you are, especially if you're doing this as a business. Now, if you are a customer, coming to convention is optional. You're going to learn a ton. You're going to experience the oils and the products. It's all customer based. It's all about the oils and products. So it's perfect for a customer. If you are somebody who you are building a business, a doTERRA business, you have to be at convention, because the new oils and products that are released, you are going to learn so much about them. And that is going to allow you to be able to come back home to wherever it is that you live and be able to teach other people about these oils and how to use them to be able to bless their lives. And you need that knowledge. And so it's not optional. If you are building this business, I know that there are some times when you can't make it. You're like Leslie and you're on bed rest and you couldn't make it. But come heck or high water, you should be at convention, because it is an amazing experience that I promise you will make your business explode. The fire and the passion that you get from being at convention is unlike anything else that you can experience. And when you get to experience those oils for the first time, those new ones, and you get to hear from the researchers and the science and the doctors from all over the world, when you get to learn at the feet of the owners and the founders of the company, and you get to see their vision and their passion, and you get to participate in co-impact sourcing and healing hands and all of those things, you gain a vision and a passion that is just, I can't describe it. It's just an amazing, really cool feeling, and there's just nothing like it. And I am at a loss for words to tell you how awesome and amazing it is. I am so excited for convention. We're down to like 30 something days, and I cannot wait to meet so many of you that I have not met from before. I've talked to you on the phone maybe, but I actually haven't met you in person. I'm so excited to meet you guys, and I'm excited to hang out with all of you, my teammates. I love you all. I hope everyone has an awesome day. I hope this video gave you just a tiny little glimpse of about what you're to experience when you attend convention. Everyone have an awesome day, and I will see you in September. Bye, guys.